it's Christy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a card using this adorable Lawn Fawn Lovable Legends set, as well as the Cartabella Ahoy There 6x6 paper pad. It's a great nautical themed 6x6. And I'm going to be coloring in this Kraken. I wanted to color him red, so I grabbed my favorite red combo, which is R29, R39, and R59. And then I decided to add in a fourth color, the R24, just to keep the center of his face nice and bright and not too dark. So I began with that R24, just laying in a base coat so that the paper would be saturated, so that the colors that I lay down over top are going to blend more easily. And then I grabbed that R29 and began to lay in where I wanted my shadows to be. So I'm basically just going along one edge of each of his legs and around the outside of his body, and that's just going to give him a more rounded three-dimensional appearance. I just love this set from Lawn Fawn from their latest release. I think it's super adorable and clever. It also contains a Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster, and hence the Lovable Legends name that they gave it. And I just think it's so much fun. I'm having so much fun playing with all the different images in this set. So I've been just deepening those shadows with the R39, and now I'm going to grab my R59, my darkest color, and I'm going to use that really sparingly just around the outside edge, just to deepen those shadows and really give a lot of dimension to the image. Using three colors is usually what I do, and that does add a lot of dimension, but if you really want your images to pop even further, adding a fourth color to the mix is really going to give you a lot of variety of color on that image and really bring it to life. So now I'm just going back over my Kraken in reverse order in those red colors and just blending those out so there won't be any harsh lines, and just making sure that I save a little piece of white that I can color with the R24 on all of the front legs. The two legs that are behind I'm coloring completely with the R29 because I want those to be in shadow, so they look like they're pushed back. But the ones in front I wanted to leave just a little sliver for the R24 so they're nice and bright and seem in front. And now I'm just going to grab that R24 and blend everything out really well by just coloring in little circular motions right over the edges of the darker colors and just blending that out. So once I'm happy with him, I'm just going to let him dry. We're going to come back and add some dot detail later, but I want the ink to dry first so that the dots don't just fade right in and disappear. So we're going to move on in the meantime to the little pirate ship, or whatever kind of ship it might be, and we're going to color that with a series of E44, E47, and E49. I like this colored combo for kind of a more weathered old wood. So just starting with that E44, I'm going to layer that down, saturate the paper, and then I'll start to go in with my E47, and then finally my E49 to just deepen those shadows, kind of putting the shadow towards the back of the ship because it's going to be in the Kraken's hand, so his body would cast a shadow on the back of the ship, and then just blend that out in the reverse. For the sail, I'm going to grab E53 and just do a little bit of a shadow first. Since this is so small, I'm not going to worry about going lightest to darkest and then back down again. So I'll just blend that out with a little E50, and then I'm even going to grab my colorless blender and blend that out even further, and then touch up any little mistakes that I went out of the lines on for the Kraken. And now that that Kraken has dried, I'm going to go back with my two darkest colors, the R59 and the R39, and just add that dot detail that I was talking about back in. It's just going to give him a little bit more personality. So now I've got all the card elements die cut out, and my focal panel is going to be this banner from the Lawn Fawn Stitch Party Banners die. It's the smaller of those two flags, and I'm adhering it to a piece of inexpensive white cardstock that I die cut out to give it a little strength and stability so it can be popped up on the card later. And then I'm going to set that aside to dry and grab the other elements of my card here. And I'm going to be using a sketch. This is for the current Lawnscaping Challenge. Our challenge that started today is a sketch challenge, and you can see it right there on the photo, but you can also go to lawnscaping.blogspot.com to see that even bigger, and you can see all the other amazing design team samples using that sketch for the challenge. And don't forget to link up your own projects to play along. The winner is going to receive a free stamp set from Lawn Fawn. So it's definitely something you want to play along in if you've got the time. So I'm just arranging my strips of paper according to that sketch and adhering those down with some Tombow Mono Multi. I did cut the top piece to be a little bit wider than the bottom one, just for a little bit more visual interest. I'll just adhere that one down as well, make sure I've got my placement right, and just press those into place. Then I'm going to grab some Lawn Fawn peppermint lawn trimmings and just measure off how much I'm going to need. Go ahead and snip that off. And then I'm going to thread that through and hold it down with some foam tape. Since I wanted to pop up this panel anyway, that just makes it nice and easy. I don't need to grab anything else to adhere that twine down. I added 2 extra little pieces really close to those holes just to reinforce that area so it's nice and sturdy. And then I'm just going to press that into place. And then I'll flip over the card base and just trim off the excess of those strips that were hanging over the sides. I'm going to add some foam tape to my sentiment strip that I just cut into a banner end, and then I'm going to add a double layer down at the bottom where it's going to hang off of the popped up panel there. I'll just press that down, and then I'm going to add some foam tape to my Kraken, making sure to cut little pieces and really reinforce all of his little legs so that they don't get bent in the mail. And then I'll just situate him there on the sentiment strip and add a little foam tape to the ship as well. And just situate that in his hand there. And then I'm going to grab a little bit of black enamel accents and just squeeze some of that out onto a dried baby wipe. And I'm going to grab my pick-me-up tool and use the pointed edge there to just dab a little bit over his eyes to really make them shine and bring him to life. And that's going to complete our card for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did and leave me a comment. I hope you'll also go check out the Lawnscaping Challenge at lawnscaping.blogspot.com and participate for a chance to win some Lawn Fawn stamps. And thank you guys so much again. If you missed my last video, it's there for you on screen. Just go ahead and click the little video clip and it'll take you right to it. Bye-bye.